Today, we will learn about postpositions in Bangla. Words that come after nouns or pronouns and help show relationships like location, direction, time, and possession. Unlike English, where we use prepositions like on, under, near, with before nouns, in Bangla, these come after the noun. That's why we call them postpositions. In this lesson, you will hear a short conversation between family members spending quality time together at home on a holiday. Through their dialogue, we will notice how Bangla postpositions are used in the daily life, such as saying things like on the table, with grandma, near the window, these things. So, as you listen, pay attention to how these small words follow the noun and help give meaning to the sentence. Ready to get started? Let's listen to the conversation. Rupa says, আজ ছুটি, সারাদিন ঘরে থাকবো, চলো সবাই মিলে কিছু করি. Rupa says, it's a holiday. We are staying at home all day. Let's do something together. Monish replies, হ্যাঁ, আমিও তাই ভাবছিলাম কি করা যায়. Monish replies, yeah, I was thinking about what we could do as well. In the beginning of the conversation, Rupa sets a cheerful and cozy tone for a family holiday. She says, আজ ছুটি, সারাদিন ঘরে থাকবো, চলো সবাই মিলে কিছু করি. Which means it's a holiday, we are staying at home all day, let's all do something together. The word aaj means today and chuti means holiday or a day off. Together, aaj chuti means today is a holiday. In the next sentence, sharadin is a compound of shara, which means entire, and din means day, meaning all day. The word ghore comes from ghor and the suffix a, which indicates location such as in or at, forming at a home. This is a key example of Bangla postpositions. Unlike English prepositions that come before nouns, Bangla uses postpositions after the noun. The verb thakbo is derived from thaka, that is, to stay. And here, it's in the first person future form, meaning I or we will stay. Then she says, chalo, shobai mile kichu kori. Here, cholo is an informal invitation, meaning let's go or let's do something. Shobai means everyone. Mile is from meal, that is together or combined. And kichu kori means let's do something, where kichu is something and kori is the first person plural form of do, which means kora. Manish responds, adding to the collaborative mood. He says, হ্যাঁ, আমিও তাই ভাবছিলাম কি করা যায়. Translates to, yes, I was also thinking about what we could do as well. Here, হ্যাঁ means yes. Amio is a combination of ami, which means I, and o, which means also, meaning I also. The word tai means that or the same thing, referring back to Rupa's idea. Bhabchilam is the past continuous form of bhaba, which means to think, meaning was thinking. Then he says, ki kora jay, where ki means what, kora means to do, and jai comes from jawa, which means to be possible or to go. It is used here to mean can be done. So, altogether, Manish is saying he was also thinking about what could be done on this relaxed day. This brief exchange smoothly introduces the setting of the lesson. family members staying at home on a holiday and begins to naturally introduce learners to the concept of postpositions like a, which is in or at, which will be used more throughout the conversation. Let's continue observing the conversation. Tuntun says, আমার দাবাটা আলমারির উপরে আছে, সেটা নিয়ে খেলবো? Tuntun says, my chess is on the top of the cupboard. Should we play with that? Dadu replies, খেলো খেলো, আর আমার চশমাটাকেও দেখেছো? বসার ঘরের সোফার নিচে খুঁজে দেখো। Grandfather replies, go ahead and play. Has anyone seen my glasses? Check under the sofa in the living room. Rupa replies, আমি দেখছি, জানলার পাশে পড়ে থাকতে পারে। Rupa replies, I'll check. It might be lying near the window. In this part of conversation, the use of Bangla postpositions become more apparent as the family continues their interaction. Tuntun says, আমার দাবাটা আলমারির উপরে আছে, সেটা নিয়ে খেলবো? Meaning, my chess is on the top of the cupboard. Should we play with that? Let's break this down. Amar means my, and dabata is the chessboard, where daba is chess and the suffix ta adds definiteness of the chess. Almarir upore shows the use of postposition, where almari means cupboard. And ra is the genitive suffix, which means off, and upore means on the top of, forming on top of the cupboard. This structure illustrates how Bangla places postpositions like upore after the noun phrase. The verb ache means is located. In the next sentence, sheta refers to that thing, and niye is the infinitive participle of newa, which means to take, meaning taking that, while khelbo is the future tense form of khela, which means to play, meaning shall we play? This friendly proposal sets the mood for shared leisure. Next, Dadu, which means grandfather, joined in and says, খেলো খেলো, আর আমার চশমাটাকেও দেখেছো? বসার ঘরে সোফার নিচে খুঁজে দেখো, which means go ahead and play. Has anyone seen my glasses? Look under the sofa in the living room. The word খেলো is the imperative form of play, repeated for emphasis. Then he asks, আমার চশমাটা means my glasses, with choshma meaning glasses and ta again marking the definiteness. Keu means anyone, and dekhecho is the perfect tense of see. Asking, has anyone seen? He then instructs, বসার ঘরের সোফার নিচে খুঁজে দেখো, a key sentence for illustrating multiple postpositions. বসার ঘর means living room, where bosha is to sit and ghar is room, and with the genitive marker ra, it becomes off sitting, which means living room. Similarly, sofar niche, where sofa is sofa, and ra again shows position, and niche is the postposition, which means under, and together meaning under the sofa. Khuje dekho means look and see, and the compound verb combining khoja, which means to search, and dekha means to see, in the imperative mode. Finally, Rupa says, আমি দেখছি, জানলার পাশে পড়ে থাকতে পারে, which means I'll check. It might be lying near the window. Here, ami is I and dekchi is the present continuous form of see, meaning I'm checking or looking. Then she says, জানলার পাশে. Janla means window, ra indicates off, and pashe is the postposition meaning beside or near. So the phrase means beside the window. পড়ে থাকতে পারে combines পড়ে থাকা, which means to be lying or placed somewhere, and pare, which means might or can, suggesting that the glasses might be lying there. This closing line maintains the casual tone and showcases another common Bangla postpositions. Overall, this dialogue not only reflects a realistic and warm family moment, but also provides learners exposure to frequently used Bangla postpositions such as opore, which means on the top of, niche, which means under, and pashe means beside, all of which follow the noun phrases they relate to, and illustrating how location and space are expressed differently in Bangla than in English. Let's continue observing this conversation. Monish says, আমি সবার জন্য কিছু খাবারের আয়োজন করছি. Monish says, I am arranging some food for all. Tuntun replies, তাহলে আমি লেবুর শরবত বানাচ্ছি. মা, গেলাসগুলো কোথায়? Tuntun replies, then I am making lemonade. Ma, where are the glasses? Ma replies, গেলাসগুলো ফ্রিজের উপরে তাকে রাখা. Mother replies, the glasses are on the shelf over the fridge. The conversation continues with Manish actively participating in the family's relaxed holiday plan. He says, আমি সবার জন্য কিছু খাবারের আয়োজন করছি, which translates to I'm arranging some food for all. The word ami means I, and সবার জন্য breaks down as সবার, which means everyone's, and jonno means for, a common postposition meaning for, that follows the genitive form of the noun. This is a key structure in Bangla where the postposition comes after the noun, unlike in English. Then, কিছু খাবারের আয়োজন means some food arrangement, where কিছু is some, খাবারের is the genitive of খাবার, which means food, and আয়োজন করছি is the present continuous form of arranging. In response, Tuntun says, তাহলে আমি লেবুর শরবত বানাচ্ছি. মা, গেলাসগুলো কোথায়? Which means, then I am making lemonade. Ma, where are the glasses? Here. তাহলে means then or in that case, indicating a continuation of collaborative spirit. Ami is again I, and lebur sharbot translates to lemonade, where lebu is a lemon and lebur is its genitive form, which means of lemon, followed by sharbot, which is juice or drink. The verb banachi is the present continuous form of making. The question গেলাসগুলো কোথায় means where are the glasses? With গেলাসগুলো means the glasses, which is plural definite, and কোথায় meaning where. Ma, which means mother, replies, গেলাসগুলো ফ্রিজের ওপরের তাকে রাখা আছে, which translates to the glasses are on the shelf over the fridge. This line is especially useful for observing compound postpositional phrases in Bangla. Gilashgulo again means the glasses. Frijer is the genitive form of fridge, followed by oporer take, which is a layered locative expression. Oporer means upper or of above, and take means on the shelf, where tak is shelf and a is the locative suffix, which means in, on or at. So, together, fridger oporer take literally means on the upper shelf of the fridge. Rakha ache is the passive construction that means has been kept or placed. This exchange shows a practical and homey use of postpositions like jonno, which means for, and er oporer, which means over or on top of, and take, which means on the shelf, illustrating how Bangla postpositions follow the noun and often build in layers for more precise location descriptions. It also reflects a balanced family dynamic where everyone, regardless of age or gender, contributes in their own way. A refreshing shift from more traditional roles. Let's go back to the conversation. Dadu says, "Shorbot khete khete khela jome jabe." Grandfather says, "The game will be even more fun with lemonade." Tuntun replies, "ঠিক বলেছো দাদু, টেবিলের ওপরে দাবাটা রাখলাম, চেয়ারগুলো কাছে নিয়ে আসছি." Tuntun replies, "You're right, Grandpa. I have kept the chessboard on the table. I'm bringing the chairs closer." As the playful family moment continues, Dadu, which means grandfather, cheerfully says, "Shorbot khete khete khela jome jabe," which translates to, "The game will be even more fun with lemonade." In this sentence, shorbot means lemonade, and khete khete is a reduplicated verbal constructions derived from the verb khete, which is to drink or eat, which expresses simultaneity while drinking. This structure emphasizes that the fun will unfold as they drink lemonade. The phrase khela jome jabe combines khela, which is game, and jome jabe, which means will get exciting or will be intensifying, showing how future tense is constructed in Bangla using jabe, which means will go or become, with the past participle jome, which is from jama hawa, which means to become lively or engaging. In response, Tuntun enthusiastically agrees and says, "ঠিক বলেছো দাদু, টেবিলের ওপরে দাবাটা রাখলাম, চেয়ারগুলো কাছে নিয়ে আসছি." This translates to, "You're right, Grandpa. I have placed the chessboard on the table. I'm bringing the chairs closer." This phrase, "ঠিক বলেছো," means you have said it right. ঠিক means correct. বলেছো means have said. And Dadu is the vocative form for grandfather. Then, টেবিলের ওপরে contains a classic example of a postpositional phrase, where টেবিলের is the genitive form of table and opore is a locative postposition meaning on the top of. This shows how Bangla locative expressions use the noun, then genitive marker ra, followed by the postposition, in this case opore, which means on the top of. The word dabata refers to the chessboard, where ta marks definiteness. Then raklam is the past tense of I placed or kept. Following that, chairgulo means the chairs, which is plural definite. And kache niye aschi breaks into kache, which means closure or nearby, niye, which means bringing. It is from newa. And aschi means I am coming or bringing. This is another present continuous construction. Together, this part of the conversation beautifully captures the warmth and togetherness of a family enjoying a cozy day at home. It provides learners an opportunity to see locative postpositions like opore, which means on the top of, and directionals like kache, which means get closure, while reinforcing the familiar verb structures and culturally rooted expressions of togetherness. Let's observe the last part of the conversation. Rupa says, "আমি বাটিতে করে মুড়ি চানাচুর আনছি." Rupa says, "I'm bringing puffed rice with mixture and putting them on the tray." Monish replies, "আজকের ছুটিটা একদম মজা করে কাটছে." Monish replies, "This holiday is turning out to be so fun." As the family prepares to sit together and enjoy their time, Rupa adds to the comfort and joy of the moment by saying, "আমি বাটিতে করে মুড়ি চানাচুর আনছি." This translates to, "I am bringing puffed rice mixture and putting them in a tray." Phrase "ami" means I, and anchi is the present continuous form of ana, meaning I am bringing. The expression batite kore is a great example of instrumental use in Bangla. Here, bati means bowl and te is the locative suffix and kore means to do or make. Hence, batite kore means in a bowl. The phrase muri chanachur refers to a traditional light snack in Bengal made of muri, which is puffed rice, and a spicy mixture is chanachur. Monish responds with cheerful agreement. আজকের ছুটিটা একদম মজা করে কাটছে, meaning this holiday is turning out to be so fun. Let's break that down. Ajker is the genitive form of aaj, means today, meaning of today or today's, and chutita means the holiday, where chuti is a holiday and ta is a definite article. Ekdom adds emphasis, meaning completely or really, and moja kore is an adverbial phrase meaning is an enjoyable or fun way, where moja is pleasure and kore is doing or with. The verb katche is the present continuous form of kata, which means to pass or spend in the context of time. So, the phrase conveys that the day is currently being spent in a delightful manner. This part of the conversation rounds off the scene with a homely, cheerful vibe. Rupa brings in a traditional snack in a bowl, and Manish reflects on how enjoyable the day has been. It reinforces the practical use of postpositional and instrumental structures like te, kore, and expressions of time and emotion, making it an effective way for learners to grasp everyday conversational Bangla within the theme of family bonding. Here is a comprehensive list of common Bangla postpositions along with their meanings and examples in sentences. In Bangla, postpositions come after the noun or pronoun they govern, unlike the prepositions in English. They are usually used with genitive, raw or er, or locative, which is a case marked nouns. First, we'll see upore means on or above, meaning indicates something is on the top of or above a surface. For example, boita টেবিলের উপরে আছে. The book is on the table. Next, niche, which means under or below. Example, ব্যাগটা চেয়ারের নিচে পড়ে আছে. Bag is lying under the chair. Next, pashe means beside or next to. For example, মা বাবার পাশে বসে আছেন. Mother is sitting next to father. 4. মধ্যে, which means in the middle of or among. For example, সে বন্ধুদের মধ্যে সবচেয়ে ভালো. He is the best among friends. 5. ভিতরে, which means inside. For example, শিশুটা ঘরের ভিতরে খেলছে. The child is playing inside the room. 6. বাইরে, which means outside. For example, কুকুরটা বাড়ির বাইরে আছে. The dog is outside the house. Next, সামনে, which means in front of. For example, গাড়িটা দোকানের সামনে দাঁড়ানো. The car is parked in front of the shop. 8. পেছনে, which means behind. For example, ছেলেটা বাড়ির পিছনে দাঁড়িয়ে. The boy is standing behind the house. 9. জন্য, which means for. Example, এই উপহারটা তোমার জন্য. This gift is for you. 10. Shonge, which means with. Example, আমি মায়ের সঙ্গে বাজারে গিয়েছিলাম. I went to the market with my mother. 11. থেকে means from or than. For example, আমি স্কুল থেকে ফিরলাম. I returned from school. তুমি আমার থেকে লম্বা. You are taller than me. 12. পর, which means after. For example, খাবারের পর আমরা সিনেমা দেখব. After food, we will watch a movie. 13. আগে means before. Example, স্কুলে যাওয়ার আগে আমি জলখাবার খাই. I eat breakfast before going to school. 14. মতো means like or similar to. For example, সে তোমার মতো দেখতে. He looks like you. 15. ওপর দিয়ে means over or across. For example, পাখিটা মাথার ওপর দিয়ে উড়ে গেল means the bird flew over the head. That brings us to the end of the lesson. See you in the next lesson. ধন্যবাদ.